In this video, I want to talk about core strength training for cycling. It's very important in cycling to have a strong core. You typically cannot get away with having a T-Rex type body style with spindly little arms and massive tree trunk legs, unless of course you're a pure climber on the road. For most types of cycling, having a strong core will help you get power to the pedals. If you don't think so, try riding up a steep hill without holding on to the handlebars. The power that goes from your arms to your pedals has to go through your core, so having a strong core will help you get that power to the pedals. Strengthening your core will not only make you a stronger rider, it can also make crash injuries less severe because your muscles, tendons, ligaments, connective tissue will be stronger. Also, it can help you reduce overuse injuries such as muscle strains and even things like IT band strains. There are literally millions of combinations of exercises that you can do to strengthen your core for cycling. The ones that I'll show in this video are exercises that I've gleaned over the years from different programs. I like to keep things simple, and so the ones that I'll show in this video can be done at home. I will use dumbbells in this video, but I'm going to show alternatives to use in case you don't have dumbbells available. I'll give you an important tip if you're new to strength training, and that is start with weights and or reps lower than you think you're going to need, because you really want to work into it and you don't want to start off getting a strain and keeping you off the bike. I've narrowed my routine down to about 9 exercises that I'll do 3 times. So I'll do 3 sets of these 9 exercises, and I try to do this 2 days a week. So here are the exercises that I do in my strength training program. My first exercise that I do in my set is a plank that I hold for about 1 minute. You can do planks on your hands or you can do them on your elbows. I actually will do this on my hands first, and about halfway through the 1 minute plank that I hold, I'll switch to my elbows. Now when you do these, make sure your back is straight. Don't arch your back towards the floor or away from the floor, keep it straight. And after you do these for a few weeks, if you want to advance the plank a little bit, you can raise one leg, hold it for 5 seconds, lower it, and do the next leg. So starting off on your hands, and then like I said, I'll go down to my elbows and hold that plank for 1 minute. The second exercise that I do is windshield wipers. And this will really strengthen your lower back, your hips, and I really recommend starting off with just a few reps of these because it can put some stress on your lower back. So what you're going to do is you're going to raise your feet. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible. You're not going to be able to keep them perfectly straight. Go over to the side, almost to the floor. Back up, over to the other side, and that's 1 rep. And I will do between 12 to 20 reps of these. Again, start off with just a few, because you're really going to feel it in your lower back and in your hips as you do that twisting motion. The third exercise that I do in my set, I will switch each time I do the set. So the first time I go through the set, I do bicycle crunches. And you're just going to bring your elbow up to the opposite knee and come up to each knee. Going back down, you don't have to go all the way back down to the floor. You can just go back down a little bit. And they're called bicycle crunches because once you get going, it almost looks like you're pedaling a bike. The second time I go through my set, I will do swimmers. And this really focuses on your lower back. So you're going to lay on your stomach, and then you're going to raise one arm and the opposite leg, and then do the other one. And I will do 20 reps of these. And by the way, on the bicycle crunches, I also do 20 reps. So it looks like this. And those are swimmers. So that's the second time I go through my set. The third time that I go through my set, for my third exercise, I will do what I call inverted sit-ups. And it is a little bit easier on your lower back than a pure sit-up because those can actually be hard on your lower back. So it looks easier than it is, but you're going to raise your legs up. Just bring your back off the mat or the carpet every time you do these, kind of just bringing your knees up And again, I will do 20 reps of these. The fourth exercise that I do in my set is back extensions. Now I have this machine available to me, and it's an X mark, I think it's called a hyperextension 45-degree back, something like that. You can find these on Amazon. If you've ever had lower back pain or a lot of lower back pain, I would really recommend one of these machines. I strained my lower back several years ago, and it took about a year to recover from it, and I still had lower back pain off and on. It wasn't until I started doing these types of back extensions that I really had my lower back pain go to almost nothing. And I will show how to do this on an exercise ball, and it's almost as effective as the machine. You just don't get quite the range of motion. So this machine is pretty simple. I put my hands behind my head, go down, come all the way up, go down, come all the way up. And when you do these, start off with just maybe 5 or 10. I will do between 30 and 35 reps each set. So as an alternative to using that machine for back extensions, you can use an exercise ball. And you'll see in this routine that you can get away with just having an exercise ball and maybe a mat. So what you're going to do, and it really helps to have your feet under something, like a couch, or better yet, have someone hold your feet. And all you're going to do, now I'm going to lean back towards my feet a little bit since I don't have my feet under anything, and it's kind of hard to do this without having your feet under something, but you're just going to go down, really arch your back, and do, try to get down as low as you can and arch your back as much as you can. Again, it's really difficult to do this without having your feet locked under something, but again, you don't get quite the range of motion that you get with that back machine, but it really will work your lower back and strengthen those muscles, just like the back machine. When you start doing these, just do 5 or 10 reps to start off with, and then work up to about 20 or 30. My fifth exercise in my set is the first one that I use dumbbells on, and it's the overhead press, military press, whatever you want to call it. I do 30 pounds, sometimes I'll do 35. Start off easy. Like I said at the beginning of the video, start off with weights easier than you think you might need. So, maybe 15 or 20. So all you're going to do with these is start with the weights up at your shoulders, go all the way up and back down. I will do half of my reps with both weights going up at the same time. The second half, I'll do one arm at a time. And so I'll do 20 reps of these. So again, 10 like this, and then the last 10 like this. And of course, each arm would be 1 rep. If you do not have dumbbells available for that fifth exercise, the overhead press, you can do an inverted push-up by putting your feet on something like the arm of a couch or a bench, and you would just do a push-up. So it's not quite the same as the overhead press, but you are using a little bit different muscle groups than just doing a pure flat push-up. So that's the alternative to the overhead press if you don't have dumbbells. The sixth exercise that I do in my set is a standing row, and you'll need a bench and dumbbells to do this. If you do not have bench or dumbbells, you can do pull-ups if you have a pull-up bar available, and you can get those pull-up bars from Amazon that go in a door frame, and it will also work about the same muscle groups, because what we're working now is the biceps, and this is a key exercise for pulling on the handlebars, especially when you're out of the saddle climbing or sprinting. So what you're going to do, I'm going to do my left arm first. So I have my right hand and my right knee on the bench. Dumbbell goes down, and I will go up like this. I do 40 pounds, sometimes 45, sometimes 50, and I'll do 25 reps of these. So try to go all the way down and all the way up. You'll notice none of the exercises that I show you are isolation exercises. In other words, isolating just one muscle group like a bicep. Those are good for vanity reasons. They're not so good for all-around performance. And I don't believe in isolation exercises for an athlete. Your muscles were not created to work in isolation. They're created to work together, so you want to work them out together. So standing row, is my sixth exercise, and obviously you want to do each arm the same number of reps. The seventh exercise that I do in my set is leg curls on an exercise ball. And all you're going to do is put your heels on the exercise ball, put it kind of close to you so it doesn't slip out on you, and raise your back off the floor, curl in the ball close to you, back out, and lower back down. And I'll do about 20 to 25 reps of these. This works a lot of muscle groups, your hamstrings, your glutes, your lower back. But for me, it really focuses on the hamstring. I strained my hamstring years ago doing a road time trial, crouched real low for 45 minutes, and that's an injury that takes about 6 months to get over. So I like to do at least one exercise that really focuses on the hamstring, but unlike an isolation exercise, it does get other muscle groups as well. So that is the leg curl on the ball, again, 20 to 25 reps. So as a cyclist, we cannot forget doing a leg exercise, and the eighth one will be lunges. So I use dumbbells. I do between 25 and 35 pounds, maybe even 40. This time of the season, I'm just getting back into doing lunges because I don't do a lot during race season. And so hold the dumbbells in your hand, just go down. Try not to twist. So try to keep your knee straight up and down. So you're going to do one leg, go down, come back up, do the other leg, and I'll do about 12 reps of these. You can do these without dumbbells, so let's talk about a few exercises that you can do without dumbbells. One is just a pure lunge without the dumbbell. You can also do a variation of that by holding your hands out and going side to side, alternating each leg in your rep. Now I will tell you, when you start lunges, you will be sore. Even if you ride 400 miles a week, you're going to be sore the first few times you do lunges. So start off easy, only do maybe 5 reps to reduce that soreness. An alternative to the lunge, especially if you don't have dumbbells, is just a squat jump. So you're going to go down low and just spring up and go as high as you can. That really works on your fast twitch muscle. So it's going to look like this. Go down, jump up, down, jump up. And again, 12 to 15 reps of those. So that's one you can do. Even if you have dumbbells, when you go through your sets, maybe instead of a lunge on one of your sets, do those squat jumps. I want to show you one more alternative that you can do for lunges. And similar to a lunge, it's called a curtsy lunge. Instead of stepping forward, you're going to step back. So I'm going to step back with one foot, go down, and I'm really focusing on pushing up with the forward leg, not the back leg. You'll work both of them, but it looks like this. Again, I'll do 12 to 15 reps of these every time I do my set. And when I go through my set, I'll alternate. So I'll do a regular lunge, and then I'll try to do at least one of these curtsy lunges when I go through my different sets. So my ninth and final exercise that I do in my sets is the plain old push-up. And I use these perfect push-ups because I used to do these a lot on my knuckles and I started to get calluses all over my knuckles. So I got these, and they're kind of cool because they really do work a little bit different muscles, a little bit harder to do with these because I don't like doing push-ups on my hands. It kind of hurts my wrist. So whether you have these or not, do between 20 and 40 reps of these. And when you do your push-ups, just like a plank, make sure your back is straight. Don't go up like this or down like this. And go all the way down. In all of your exercises, make sure you get full extension. So go all the way down to the floor and arms all the way up. Don't come up just like this and go back down. By getting full extension, that's really going to help your flexibility. People who do just little short exercises are going to lose some flexibility in your muscles. So go all the way down and all the way up. And one last thing that I'll throw in, when you're doing your push-ups, if you start to get tired, so let's say you want to do 40 reps, but you get tired at about 25, when you come up, just hold a plank. Hold a plank for maybe 20 seconds. That'll strengthen your lower back by holding the plank, and then it'll kind of give your arms a rest, and then you can continue on with your reps. So there is my strength training program that I use all year long. I don't back off on my race season. The only modification that I'll do is when I'm coming up to a race weekend, I probably won't do lunges. So about 3 or 4 days out from a race, I don't do any leg workouts like a lunge. So like I said in the beginning of the video, this is a simple routine. I don't have the time nor the desire to drive to a gym to do a workout. I want to do my strength training and get on with my life. Every time I do this, it takes about an hour or less. And as you can see, if you're just starting out, all you really need is an exercise ball and maybe a pull-up bar. If you want to add some dumbbells later on, or if you have access to them, then I'd recommend that as well. As always, if you have any questions or comments about the video, leave them below. And if it was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up for me if you don't mind. Thanks for watching.